Hey everyone, I'm going to get started in just a second here. How is everyone doing this fine Friday? Woohoo! In case you don't know, the bonus this weekend is a double mysterious remnants boost. That means twice the chance for remnants to appear, not twice as many remnants received, which is why you can still see odd rather than even numbers. I have heard your feedback. You want not just the remnants boost, but you also want the NPC. I have passed that along as well to the sales folks who put together the calendar. They're like, yep, okay. So I would expect to see the Mysterious Remnants vendor kind of offer the goodies sometime here in the relatively near future. Within a month, I'd say. They're actually, it just happened to coincide that they're putting together the next quarterly calendar right now. So it's just like, it's a good chance to just be like, yo, do this one. So, there you go. Okay. Someday we're gonna get rid of those Festival, or not Festival, but Night Revels items. But until then, enjoy them. It's not quite yet the end of 2016, I guess. I'm not going to be the one to tell them to do it. Yeah, okay. Alright, so how's everyone doing today? There we go. Bull. Welcome. Sort of figured I would just keep going along Wayloon, see what I've got yet to do. Good point, I should check that out. Wayloon. Okay, I did Lesson Deception. So Army of Shadow. Thrill of Hunt. Alright, looks like I have Army of Shadow and Thrill of the Hunt to do. So why don't we do... oh, I don't know. One of those. Hey Puff Granny, nice to see you here. Can we make it possible to buy VIP for friends in-game? The way that is going to be done for the foreseeable future is through the DDO market. And the way you can do that is by going to the DDO market, you can purchase game time codes and then give those codes to a friend. We don't have a direct way to do it through the DDO store, and probably aren't going to be doing something like that anytime soon. Sorry. Digging the ponytail? Thanks. I don't know. I go back and forth between simply wanting to look coolish and just being extremely lazy when it comes to getting a haircut. So that's what's going on there. I do like this new mic stand, but I have to find just the right place for it between being able to talk and being able to see the screen and everything. The goat, I'm on Thalanis. I'm into Wayloon here now, if you guys want to join me. Thank you everyone also on Facebook. So let me welcome everyone to Friday afternoon on twitch.tv/DDO stream, youtube.com/Dungeons and Dragons/live, and facebook.com/DDO Unlimited. Thanks everyone for being here. Hope you're having a great DDO weekend. It's going to, at least in the Massachusetts area, going to be a lot of rain, which means it's a great time to be getting in some DDO. I think I'll be doing some of that. I happen to have my pen and paper game on Sunday. Pen and paper game tonight. So it looks like Saturday. Well, I always have my Friday night guild night. And then Saturday looks to be the next big push in terms of me being able to play. If I can get my CD redigitizing done. Yes, I'm a weirdo. That's the way I roll. I'm actually redigitizing my entire CD collection. Why would I do such a thing? It's because I did it way back in the day. I mean, the last time I did it was... I don't even know how long it's been. It's been years and years. 15 years since I last moved everything. No, not that long. It was probably 2006. So about a decade since I took my entire CD collection and then shifted it over to digital. MP3s and that. And over the corresponding time, I've come to realize is like, you know, back when I encoded all that crap, I did it like 128 MP3s. My ears have improved a little bit. You know, it's just not as cool as it used to be. Over the last decade, you know, I've picked up a lot of garbage MP3 files. You know, just kind of bands I'm never really going to listen to again. You know, stuff that I downloaded, old podcast fragments that ended up showing up and what have you. You know, just all this stuff. So it was like, well, alright. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. So I put it all into WAV files. So it's essentially as lossless as it's going to be. I'm going to also do a version of FLAC, I think. And then while I'm at it, I'm using, have you ever heard of Discogs? It's kind of a, if you're really into anal retentiveness and cataloging your entire music collection and everything, it's a pretty good site, because it's sort of like the IMDb of music. And it lets you, it's all free. And you can just sort of go and catalog everything, mark its condition and all that have you. And then you can data nerd out by looking at sale prices and want lists and all the rest on your collection. So I've been doing that. So I've been like, well, okay, I've got enough reason. Plus, you know, it's probably a little personal, but, you know, if you're married long enough, you end up kind of merging your CD collections, and then if that relationship ends, you're just like, I don't really want to have all of her old junk still hanging around my music collection, right? So I can also take care of all that. So I basically had enough things combined that it was like, okay, dang it. Do it. So I'm redoing it all into WAV files and archiving it all on Discogs. Gonna make a FLAC version of it, what have you. So, yeah, pretty cool. I'm digging it. Where am I going? What am I doing? I am trying to get over to here. Okay. So it's been actually kind of fun, you know, rediscovering all those old, all the old music I have. I've been cataloging my record collection for a while, but I had sort of let my CD collection go, and it's kind of cool to sort of bring that sucker back.
Welcome to the service
Cool.
of Netherrealm. You now serve a mighty empire and a glorious cause. The 12 princes and the city of Shade may seem very
Okay,
far
that's
away
not
at the
where we're
moment.
going.
Yet soon, Netherrealm will come to Cormyr, and Wayloon will become the newest province of our empire.
Anyway, so that's what I've been doing, other than playing, doing my typical gaming stuff. I've been, like I say, engaged in what ends up being a pretty hefty process to redo all that stuff, but it's been fun. It's kind of nice to, when all is said and done, I'm going to have a nice catalog of all my music, all organized, high quality WAV and FLAC files, backed up to a portable hard drive. Any of you ever done anything like that? It's pretty cool. Turn on the champion vendors. Yes, we will. It's probably within a couple weeks here, I think. We'll see that. Sure is nice to be able to be on my insta-killers. I like it. Cool. Oops. Don't heal the Nightcrawler. That's what I learned. Alright. Yeah, Titan, I didn't see your stream last night. Thursday nights I have some things that go on in the evening that prevent me from being near a computer. So I apologize, I wasn't able to check out your stream. But I heard it went well, and that's pretty awesome. Nice to see you back on DDO stream. What level range is my group? Basically epic. I'm 29. I think we have someone as low as, what, about 21 in the group here? So we're pretty open on that. As long as you're in the epic levels, you're welcome to join me. And if you want to join me, it's on Thelanis. Just send a tell to Mockduck, M-O-C-K-D-U-C-K. Be happy to have you on. I should check out the Proto Men. I have heard of the Proto Men. They're a pretty big staple at the Penny Arcade Expo. Eastern Edition. So I have, I don't think I have any CDs of theirs, but I've heard them before. I've got them on some kind of comp or something like that. Yeah, Civic, that's cool. I've seen those kind of USB turntables where you can just sort of throw that stuff on there as well. I don't have one of those. I kind of am enough of a music nerd, I just sort of keep it all there, but in one place. I don't listen to my records digitally so much because it's just too much work to transfer all that stuff over, I find. Can I go around? Yep, there we go. Okay, about time. I have to admit, I am one of you who is not a big fan of the purple effect. Back in the day, I remember perhaps encouraging people to do something else, but you don't win every argument. Long term, I am correct. You know it is true. Yeah. Alright, well, there's just 3 of us, so why don't we just go in on hard here? Ah, Tsunedo, there you go. Maybe it would help if I looked at my chat. Welcome, welcome. We're going to Army of Shadow here. We're just kind of outside of the entrance. While we're waiting around, I'll answer a few questions here. Will visual effects on weapons come back like fire and ice or acid, etc.? I don't know. I haven't heard of any plans to do that. I think it was done for performance reasons back in the day, because we wanted to have as few, you know, to streamline things, we got rid of sort of extraneous lighting effects. Could though. It's raining in game again. Am I on the wet west coast? No, I'm on the east coast, and we have like a flood alert and everything. We're getting so much rain this weekend. Gonna get like 2-3 inches of rain. Oh no, Puff Granny, your husband destroyed your CD. So, you know, let me do a public service announcement that is not affiliated with Standing Stone Games or its corporate affiliates. Don't throw away your CDs. If they're junk, if they're all scratched up, if you've been stacking them on top of each other and they're all trashed, fine. MP3 rip it and get rid of that stuff. But ask people if they regret throwing out all their old vinyl records. Same thing is going to happen with CDs. I know we lived in this era where everyone was all into their MP3s and their iPods and their what have yous. But eventually, stuff's going to make a comeback. And when it does, you're going to wish you had those CDs. I'm glad I didn't get rid of mine when I ripped my whole library. Because at the time I was like, well, I'm never going to listen to these again. Put them in a box, put it in the closet, and that was that. Now I am really, really glad that I retained it. Not only because, you know, of the value it still has, but because the sound quality is just better. So there are times where I'm just like, I want the best sounding thing I can. And that's how I get to do it, is by keeping this stuff. So don't get rid of your CDs. Besides, you never know. Kids nowadays, someday they might decide that they really... The CDs are cool tech, and then we're all going to be rich. But in terms of someone destroying your CDs, that just sucks. Is my old band's MySpace page still up? Gosh, I don't even know. I haven't been over there in so long, I don't know. Yep, some band member put a RIP on the page. But yep, it still exists. It's still there. That's pretty funny. Oh, that would be cool to sort of have in-game effects match outside effects, so when it was raining outside, it would be raining in the game. That's kind of funny. It's cool. Any chance of the weekly sales page coming back instead of it just being in the Chronicle? We'll have to see. You know, we just made this change, and we have, you know, sort of mixed feedback on it. We're going to give it a little time, see how it goes. It may work that will just improve the way it's presented on the Chronicle first. The main reason we did that is it was a pain in the butt for the store people to constantly maintain that page, and since we were already doing the work anyway for the Chronicle, it was just like, well, can we just not duplicate the work and just sort of put it in one place? But we'll see what, ultimately, whatever you guys want is what we'll end up doing.
You might learn how to reach the general by questioning the recruiter.
+1 competence bonus to critical damage multiplier while dual-wielding weapons. On Rangers, have a big, as my last life it worked, but when I log and relog, it would be gone. You have to reset your tree every time to get it back. Yeah, someone sent, maybe it was you, someone sent me a PM on that a couple of days ago, and I passed it along to our QA folks to look into. I don't know what the result of that is in terms of them prioritizing a fix for it, but we'll have to look into that, because that doesn't sound like a good thing. Hopefully we can get that addressed to your satisfaction in the relatively near future. Gosh darn it. I'm really bad at Wall of Fire. I need to Wall of Fire better. Nice, Remnant. There's that boost in effect. But yeah, so what I've been hearing from either you or someone else is that what's happening is the deflect arrows, the fourth core of the ranger, or whatever tree that's in, besides deflecting arrows, offers a +1 competence bonus to the critical hit multiplier while having 2-weapon fighting. And that seems to be, at least for in a particular circumstance, whether it's for every character or maybe just a combo of characters or what, seems to be being reset and not applying until you reset the enhancement tree, which is, of course, a big bummer. And so we're going to have to look into that and see what we can do. See if we can repro it first off. Maybe QA has already done that work. And then kind of see what we need to do to correct it.
Now have the key to the Shade's tower.
Do I know I can go to the UI settings and change the color of the damage text on screen? Yep. You can also set it back to the old school way if you like all horizontal lines. Gosh. I'll have to look into the visual effects on weapons thing. Like I say, it's been too long. I'm not really familiar with what's going on there. I apologize. Grasskitch. A friend of mine, Epic, reincarnated last week, but ended up losing all his Epic Destiny XP as well as access to Epic Destinies, even though his karma in each sphere still shows the correct totals. He is free to play, so does not have access to filing an in-game ticket. He put in a ticket at help.standingstonegames.com, but has not yet heard back. I advised him to not run quests on his character in case it messes up the ability for CS to restore his Epic Destinies. I don't think it would mess up this person's ability to... I don't think that would mess up anyone's ability to restore Epic Destinies. If it was just an epic reincarnation rather than an epic and a true reincarnation, then yes, it sounds like an issue that customer service is going to have to help you resolve. If the issue is that you did an epic reincarnation and then a true reincarnation, and you're not seeing that, it may be because you are not level 20 yet, and then once you will, that stuff will come back. But that's something our customer service team can look into and resolve for you. In terms of the length of time it's taking for CS right now, we are aware of it, clearly. All I can really say about that is that we are working to staff up a couple more customer service agents in the near future. That isn't an instant process, however. They have to learn the game and learn the systems and all that sort of thing. And we are, frankly, overwhelmed by a large number of tickets due to a combination of fairly lengthy issues that have cropped up in recent weeks for both games. So our CS team is frankly swamped. So if you're seeing some kind of longer than anticipated wait times, that's sort of why. They're working to bring that down, but it, till it's done. I'm surprised, though, that this person couldn't get in touch with CS in-game, even if they are. The ticketing system's the best way to do it. Grasskitch, if you can get in touch with your friend, have that person send us the ticket number, like over Twitter or the forums or whatever's most convenient for them to get in touch with us. Get me that ticket number and we can look into what's going on there and make sure that it was filed correctly and that there's nothing, you know, perhaps that needs to be done to get a faster resolution going. Sorry, someone's saying they want Slave Lord's extraction tools. The answer is no. Sorry. Sometimes a grind is a grind. Okay. What all is going to be in the Lamania build in June? So it'll be update 36. That'll be, you know, the new quest pack, what have you. We should have whatever kind of enhancement work is ready to go by then. I don't know exactly when that'll be, or what the extent of that'll be. I think I saw Steel Star mention that we're set, or that he's done some work on at least Battle Engineer. So it sounds like Battle Engineer will probably be ready to go. And we'll just kind of have to see what else all we can do.
The darkness near the Shar altar starts to rise west. A swarm of shadows attacks.
The only thing about the keeping it all in the Chronicle is that some weeks there are no Chronicle. That's true. That is something I brought up with them. I think the solution to that is going to be on the weeks where there isn't a Chronicle, someone else is going to have to get the sales out. Yep. But yes. We're aware of that particular
Frigid mist
situation.
drifts out of a dark and foreboding mirror. This must be the Shade's
The emptiness.
inside Shadowfell.
Getting all emo on it. Okay. Yeah, it's actually pretty interesting. One thing that doing all this CD work has done is it's made me aware that I actually have a few valuable CDs. I just always sort of assumed that, you know, CDs were kind of not worth anything and it was all records that were valuable. But I haven't found that to be the case at all. As a matter of fact, the most collectible thing I own appears to be a CD, which is a Captain Beefheart and his Magic Band 2-disc limited edition live concert that was released by Rhino Handmade about 10-15 years ago. Only 5,000 copies were made, and I've got one of them. It's hand numbered. It's worth about $200. So it's kind of cool. What's this I hear about Reaper renown for a new level of guild leveling? I don't know. That's news to me. Never heard of that one. Any word on slots on store trinkets? Just that I brought it up to the store people, and they seem to think it was a good idea. I imagine it's just a matter of getting the development time carved out for that. RD changes for 2017 for president? Sure. When are plus 20 Lesser Heart of Woods coming back? I don't know. It's a good question. I don't have an answer for that, sorry. Thanks, Nadia, for being here. Oh look, Cordo's still pretending he knows how to play the game. I was playing this game when you were still in your diapers. No, I'm kidding. I was playing badly. But I never claim to be a game expert. I have been playing this game for 11 years now. That doesn't mean I'm good at video games. This character's not terrible, though. Seems to do pretty well.
Don't you understand? You do not face and virtue. You face an entire empire, hundreds of leagues away.
I don't know when Crystal Cove is coming back. That's a good question. I'm not sure. When am I on Kyber? I was on Kyber, I don't know, not that long ago. It's going to be a while before I get back to Kyber on the live stream. I do 2 weeks per server, and I go alphabetically, so that would put it Thelanis, Wayfinder, and then starting back on Argo, Cannith, Galanda, Kyber. So it's going to be a while. So much purple. Any word on when +3 Keys of Fate will be available? That's interesting. You're right, I haven't seen those in quite some time. Not sure what the deal is with that. I can ask. So next week will be week 2 of Thelanis, and then it'll be Wayfinder, and then it'll be Argo. And when I go to Wayfinder, I've got a character that's in the, I think, mid-20s. A barbarian character that I actually really like quite a bit. So I'll probably just be doing that. Let's see.
Before you can question him further, the general slips into shadow forever.
Yeah. Interesting. Titan is, or not, is it Titan? No, Shoemaker was saying, I'm waiting for the return of the Mimic Hunt. Interesting you bring that up. I heard a conversation about that just yesterday as some of the devs were looking into what it's going to take to bring back the Mimic Hunt. You know, we have to figure out some various aspects of it, like the loot list and what have you. And looks like at least there's some interest in taking a look at that. Alright, I have a Thrill of the Hunt to do, so that'll be the next one we head into. That is over here. It's purple. Oops. I mean, at the very least, we're going to have to redo all the loot, right? Because it had the old Night Rebel stuff last time around. But I think one of the main things we're going to probably also be doing is getting rid of the, I guess what has been termed in the forums as a double random effect on it. Because under the old Mimic Hunt, you would get basically Mimic widgets, and then you would turn them in for random cards, and then the cards would get you the items. And I think the plan is to just remove one step of that process, so you can just directly get things with the things you collect. We'll have to kind of see how that all goes, but and no ETA whatsoever on it. But like I said, I did hear someone talking about it just yesterday. Kind of, there was an email chain going around. I was like, okay, so what do we need to do with the Mimic Hunt? Oh, I would say this as well. I think if and when the Mimic Hunt comes back, House Kundarak is going to be much more aware of what you folks were doing to their bank.
Old Stonehall requires more troops to guard the Shadowfell Nexus. Send over some of your new recruits immediately. If you require additional reinforcements,
I'm going to say the wasn't an exploit, but you know, the sort of, hey, let's just all park at the bank the whole Mimic Hunt. I don't think that's going to be a thing next time around. Decrepit barn? That's not where I'm going. Can we expect to see an update on the banking system? No. I don't think so. I have not heard of any plans to do anything like that. You know, at one point we were going to do the character bank, but the feedback was so negative on it that we just scrapped that for the time being. It's unlikely we'll be seeing that return. In the near future, anyway. Because we can't... Basically, we can't do what people want us to do, which is to have some kind of ever-expandable tab system for the character bank. So you either get tabs or you get the barter UI. And if people really don't want the barter UI, then we're just stuck with the system we have for the foreseeable future. Hey, Cleavebeard, nice to see you. I loved robbing the bank. It was definitely an optimal method. Yeah. Can't we do the auction house UI? No. I mean, like I said, Sev has stated this before, anything is theoretically possible, but the auction house is not a character-based system. So the idea of bringing the auction house interface to every character in the game, you'd have to look... Engineers, I assume, at the very least would have to look pretty hard at what the game impact of that would be in terms of performance. And my guess is having a million auction houses rather than one is untenable. But ultimately, like I say, that's not my call to make.
Unpredictable even for a Shadar Kai. We cannot let his excesses endanger our mission. Your kind will never
Has this been updated, or is this the one on Steam? This is the version of Dungeons & Dragons Online that you can find on Steam. We offer both the Steam version and a non-Steam version. And this is just the regular game client. I am playing in ultra-high settings in terms of graphics, which, you know, any modern computer you've purchased in the last at least 3 years, probably 5 years or longer, should be able to run it pretty good. Provided you have a dedicated graphics card, at least, let's say, 4 gigs of RAM. It should be fine.
Searching the clutter reveals nothing of interest.
Twitch is going in and out. Could be a Friday afternoon on Twitch thing. Everything seems to be good on my end here. Let's see. I'd just be happy with the ability to search like the auction houses across characters from the loading screen. Yeah, that'd be pretty hot. I think, as a matter of fact, on the forums yesterday, I think it was, Sev did talk a little bit about our interest in doing some work on the Adventure Compendium and some of the UI elements. I mean, we're well aware that at some point here we're going to need to do something. It's just a matter of that is a very expensive thing to do in terms of development time. So, no real ETA on the when on that. But I do think, I don't know... Ooh, there we go, cool. I don't know if I would say it's likely we're going to have some kind of offline character inventory search thing. It's a pretty dangerous thing to do. Because you could open yourself up to a whole bunch of exploits and things like that. But maybe. Any word on the Players' Council? Just that after I'm done with this live stream and get some lunch, it's on my to-do list to start getting people sorting through the 200 and some applications. We shut down the, I guess what was technically the 2016 Players' Council yesterday. So the forums and that are all just ready for a new group. The threads in that have all been archived. Double check to make sure there were no old turbine references and stuff in our stickied threads. So far so good on all that front. And so we're basically ready to do the process of getting people in. I can't guarantee when that's going to be. There may be, even today, like some obvious choices that we know we want to bring back from past councils that we'll just maybe extend an invite to today. But otherwise, I would say next week will be most likely when invitations will start to go out. And we'll probably be doing invitations on kind of a rolling state. So we'll send out a group, we'll continue to go through applications, we'll send out a group, you know, things like that. Just to kind of expedite the process and make it go a little more quickly. Yes, it is pretty likely that there will not be any API tech for the foreseeable future. Media, my crappy rig can run everything on ultra high except for the black lock. Yeah, the problem with the black lock isn't a computer performance issue, it's a game engine issue. You may recall a while back we did some work to remove extraneous lighting effects. People weren't always entirely happy about that because the lantern archons were used in Rainbow in the Dark, for example. But the reason that was done is because if you have too many lighting effects, you can hit a critical mass that starts to impact the game engine itself. It just can't handle all those independent light sources. And a great example of that is the Black Lock, where it was set up back in the day with all those different light sources. And it just, you know, you can just tell as soon as you turn your game client over, you turn, you know, your view right into there, it just all of a sudden tanks. And that's why.
One of the gargoyles move.
So we really do need to go in there and redo the work someday to solve that particular issue. Cool, Bruce Shepard on YouTube. I'm only a level 4 cleric, play almost every day, joined a guild. Put some walkthrough videos on your YouTube channel. Yes, as a matter of fact, when I was putting together the DDO Chronicle this week, and I was searching on YouTube, I came across your channel, and I was like, I hadn't been familiar with it before. So I don't know if that's a brand new thing, or if I just sort of happened to not have noticed it until now. But, I was actually going to give your channel a shout-out here in the near future. It's nicely done. There were some good videos on there. What are you doing in here? Just enough. Robert, appreciate you saying you would be interested in checking DDO out again. Hope you have a good time if you do. Healing is actually viable now? Heck yeah. Self-healing is a big thing in DDO at the moment. Really has been for a couple of years now. Ever since the Epic Destiny Pass. Oh my gosh. Completely off-topic story. So I have been playing this with pen and paper group with Torque and Flimsy Firewood and a couple other folks. And it has been utterly hilarious that I have the Find Familiar spell on the person I'm playing in that pen and paper group. And one of the material components for that spell in 5th edition is a brass brazier. And for whatever reason, Torque has decided to troll me by not allowing me to ever find a brass brazier so far during the entire campaign. My character is like level 5 now, and I still can't cast Find Familiar because I can't find a stinking brass brazier on this entire planet that our campaign is taking place in. Until Tuesday. Finally, I guess I pestered him enough with after the going into every single dungeon room saying, is there a brass brazier here? Is there a brass brazier here? Finally, I annoyed him enough that he was like, fine, yes, there's a brass brazier here. And I'm like, yes. After 4 or 5 months, I can finally cast Find Familiar. What was the unintended gameplay issue that was corrected in yesterday's patch? I ain't saying. It was a big old exploit. It was a bad one. When is Ravenloft launching? Way too early to talk about that. In that campaign, by the way, early on in the campaign, I'm playing a Viking character, rogue type, and early on in that, who's a arcane rogue, and early on in the campaign, I stole this witch's dagger, and ever since then, this witch has been harassing me every single night, preventing me from sleeping. It's like guaranteed random encounters because of an action I did at level 1. And so one of the things that has been happening is she controls crows throughout this world. So the crows are constantly spying on us and causing us hassles and what have you. And so that is part of the reason I want Find Familiars, so that I can familiarize myself with one of those crows and then use that to help solve this particular issue. I know, Shoemaker, you're totally right. Don't give him any ideas. Olithural. Yeah, I guess I'm not particularly familiar with your name associated with finding exploits, but caught that one. That's true. If that had continued, Titan, I would have taken the Eschew Materials Metamagic feat. Does the PNP group just do written quest or DM made up ones? This one is pure DM made up. A lot of devs at the table there, so they just kind of make up our own world. As a matter of fact, we are 5th edition, but we're all a bunch of Viking squirrels. Like kind of humanoid squirrels, except for this one lady who's playing a elf. It's pretty funny. Nice, Nadia, about the DM not being able to find a price for it. Yeah, that was actually part of what brought this about, is that we too were looking up the price of it and trying to find it in the towns and everything, and it just kind of took on a life of its own. Alright, I think I'm going to wrap up the show here in just a few minutes. I'll go and get some end rewards and all that sort of thing. Looks like next week, if everyone's ready, we'll do Through a Mirror Darkly. This character is all about deconstructing stuff. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, thanks, HMET. It's nice to see you here. Anyone know the best place to buy magically enhanced Morning Star maces? I don't, but you might want to check. If you go into the Chronoscope, you can get those flame-touched ones from the tavern. That might be worth looking into. Auction house, of course, is another option. A third option might be... Well, I mean, the DDO store has, like, blessed iron ones and that, but I'm not sure if we have heavy maces. That's interesting. Interesting question. I'm not sure. Snow White Fox, we should live stream a D&D game with the devs? Yes, I think we will. Someday this is going to happen. The main issue is that we tend to play kind of nights and weekends and sort of sporadically. Some people are more comfortable being on camera than others. You know, it's a lot of work. We just kind of want to be ourselves and not be judged. So, it hasn't really come together to do a pen and paper game yet on DDO stream, but it is going to happen. We keep saying we want to do it, and then we just end up not doing it. So at some point here, that's going to actually end up happening there. Thanks for the lousy chain shirt. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I love that lousy chain shirt too. That's a community item that we can give away there. Cordovan for Darth Vader voice. May the 4th be with you. They drop us random loot, those magical maces. Yeah, they do. I'm just kind of wrapping things up for a few more minutes here, you know, see if there's any questions. So just again, we do have the Double Mysterious Remnants boost going on. We are working to get the Players' Council repopulated. When the group is basically settled for this year, we'll announce that. What is that? There. I think it might keep that ring. Insightful Con 5, Con 12. That's not bad for a min-level 27 item. I saw the Insightful Con when I was getting ready to deconstruct it. I was like, oh, wait a second. Hang on. I'm just glad I didn't get rid of it. Okay. Yeah, where is the... So, during the 10th anniversary, we did play a Wayloon song. Is that uploaded anywhere? I don't know if it's on the YouTube page or not. That was done by the voiceover actor at the time. It was kind of an outtake. We still have it hanging around, so I can look into that to see what the status of our ability to maybe get that up there is. Might be fun. Alright, let's see. Yeah, see, I was thinking House to Neath 2, they would have a basic plus weapon shop. That's probably not what you're looking for, I don't think. Alright, thanks everyone for watching Friday afternoon here on twitch.tv/DDOstream, youtube.com/DungeonsandDragons/live, and facebook.com/DDOUnlimited. These shows get archived along with the rest of the shows from the DDO Stream team, and you can find our full schedule over on the Twitch page. We do have some slots open if you're interested in streaming on DDO Stream. Basic process is you need to know how to stream, you need to stream DDO, and you need to get in touch with me, either through Facebook or Twitter or forums, email, whatever works for you. However you can get in touch with me, give me a link to your Twitch page so I can see some examples of what you've done. And provided you've got, some basic talent and aren't naked or sweary, probably okay to get in. So thanks for watching. Hope you have a great DDO weekend, and I'll talk to you again soon. Have fun.